The most dangerous thing the enemy fears is not your past, but the moment you awaken to who you truly are. Chosen one. Don't scroll past this. Just breathe slowly, deeply, because what you're about to hear isn't something you found by accident. This message was divinely sent, placed right in front of you at the exact time you needed it most. You know that's true, don't you? Something inside you has been stirring. You felt whispers in your spirit, noticed your body behaving differently. You're not imagining it. You are being called into the fifth dimension. This isn't a metaphor or fantasy. It's a real spiritual transformation that has already begun inside you. That's why your emotions feel so intense lately. Your dreams more vivid, your thoughts more electric, your senses more alive. You feel everything more deeply. See beyond what's visible. You're becoming aware of something most of the world still sleeps through. Why now? Why you? Because you were chosen, and your journey begins before the rest of the world catches up. Have you felt like your body no longer belongs in the same routines? Like you're outgrowing the version of yourself you used to be? Have you experienced sudden bursts of energy, followed by deep fatigue? Your heartbeat picking up for no reason? Or moments of peace so profound it feels like heaven touched your skin? These are not random, they are sacred signs. Your body is responding to divine frequencies from a higher dimension. When the soul is called to ascend, the body must be prepared to follow. That's why you're feeling symptoms you can't explain, tingling in your hands or feet, pressure in your forehead, chest tightness not from fear, but from expansion. It's all part of your divine upgrade. You are not broken, you are being rebuilt, cell by cell, breath by breath, into the being God designed you to be from the beginning. This shift doesn't start outside of you. It starts within, in the silence, in the discomfort, in the beautiful confusion of waking up in a body that no longer fits the old world. But you, chosen one, were born to lead others through this. That's why you feel it first. You're not behind, you're ahead. If this resonates with your soul, pause and let it sink in. You're not alone. Comment 777 below if you feel this truth vibrating in your spirit. Your presence here is prophetic. To those who've supported this message with a super thanks. I see you. I feel your heart. And I'm deeply grateful. Your love and generosity help these messages reach every chosen one quietly searching for confirmation. Whether you've donated or simply listened with an open spirit. Thank you. You are part of a divine unfolding. Stay with me. Because what we're about to explore may explain every strange, holy, powerful thing you've been experiencing. This isn't just content, it's a calling, a mirror to your soul. Let's decode the signs your body has been sending, one by one. Your transformation has already begun. Chosen one. Now let's uncover what it really means. God's chosen ones. Your body is entering the fifth dimension. Here are the signs. What if the shift you've been feeling isn't your imagination, but a sacred transformation few will ever understand? You are not being led into fantasy. You are being elevated into divine reality. The fifth dimension is not a distant galaxy or mythic afterlife. It's a sacred state of spiritual consciousness, a higher frequency where love replaces fear, unity replaces separation, and divine purpose guides your every step. It's not about abandoning your body or becoming otherworldly. It's about remembering who you really are beneath the noise. Your soul is no longer willing to live by the rules of survival and ego. It's gently, yet powerfully, leading your body to vibrate at a new rhythm, one that resonates with heaven while your feet still walk the earth. In the third dimension, most people live in a prison of fear, control, and scarcity. Life feels rigid, time is linear, and everything is seen through limitation. They chase validation, fear loss, and forget the eternal, sleeping through their own calling. Then comes the fourth dimension, where the stirrings begin. The veil thins, questions surface, and the soul whispers, sometimes in dreams, sometimes in pain. But in the fifth dimension, you no longer just hear the whisper, you become the voice. Your heart takes over the map. Time becomes fluid. What once felt urgent becomes irrelevant, and what once felt impossible becomes inevitable. Your relationship with God shifts from theory to experience. You don't merely believe in divine presence. You walk with it, speak with it, and move by its guidance. As Jesus said in John chapter 10:27, "My sheep listen to my voice. I know them, and they follow me." That's where you are now, learning to follow the voice, not the noise. You don't have to die to enter this dimension. Your body, mind, and spirit are aligning to become a vessel that carries divine light in real time, living in both earth and heaven simultaneously. It's no wonder you feel physical changes, sudden fatigue, bursts of emotion, or waves of insight. This isn't confusion, it's confirmation. Even Pope John Paul II once said, "Faith and reason are like two wings on which the human spirit rises to the contemplation of truth." Your spirit is rising, and your body is learning to carry the truth it has long denied. This moment in your life is unlike any other. You are not watching reality shift from the outside. You are the shift. The fifth dimension is a living, breathing frequency hidden in plain sight. Only those with spiritual eyes can see it. Only those with a transformed heart can hold it. That's why this message has found you. You are not just being awakened, you are being prepared soon. We'll explore the signs that your body is stepping into this sacred dimension. But first, stay with this truth. You are entrusted with something rare, holy, and powerful. As you step into the fifth dimension, something extraordinary happens within you. Duality. The old framework of good or bad, right or wrong, us versus them, begins to dissolve. Your soul no longer clings to black and white thinking. Instead, you perceive life as a divine tapestry woven with threads of grace, sorrow, beauty, and transformation, all connected by the unseen hand of God. Where judgment once reigned, compassion now flows. Where fear held you hostage, peace breathes freely. Where conditional love existed, you now radiate a love rooted in divine essence, unshakable, untaught, and unmistakably sourced in God. As Paul reminds us in Romans 5:5, God's love has been poured into our hearts through the Holy Spirit who has been given to us. This love isn't something you strive to feel. It's who you are becoming. In this sacred frequency, your reactions shift into responses. You no longer live on autopilot, lashing out or shrinking back. Instead, you respond with spiritual awareness. Have you noticed how your sensitivity to people's energy has deepened? Certain rooms feel heavy. Others like peace itself. This is your intuition awakening, your discernment sharpening. You don't need all the answers anymore. That pressure is gone. You move in alignment, flow with faith, and walk as Abraham did, going to the land God will show you without needing a full map, trusting the one who leads. This shift cannot be manufactured. You don't force your way into the fifth dimension by willpower alone. It unfolds as your inner frequency rises, and your frequency rises when you release what no longer nourishes your soul: expired attachments, old identities, draining relationships, outdated mindsets. They cannot survive in this new atmosphere. Have you wondered why certain friendships are fading? Why habits suddenly feel heavy? It's because the old version of you is being left behind. Just as a seed must shed its shell to bloom, you are shedding what no longer serves you. Bishop T.D. Jakes once said, "You can't be who you were and who you're going to be at the same time." This is what you're living now. The falling away isn't punishment, it's purification. Your journey into the fifth dimension is not accidental. It's your divine appointment, written into your destiny long before you were born. The more you awaken, the more undeniable this truth becomes. It pulses through your spirit, hums in your chest, rises with every tear, and deepens with every quiet moment of prayer. That sense of disconnection from the world, that sudden unfamiliarity with people and places you once knew, it isn't a sign of something wrong. It's evidence of transformation. You've outgrown the illusion. The spiritual armor you wore to survive is being replaced with robes of purpose, light, and truth. Like Moses descending from Mount Sinai, whose face shone with the presence of God, you are carrying a light that can no longer be hidden. You are walking home, not to a location, but to your highest design. This transformation is sacred. But what's happening to your physical body? Chosen one, have you felt sensations others dismiss, aches with no source? Strange surges of energy followed by heavy exhaustion, pressure in your forehead or crown, a flutter in your chest like something divine is knocking. Perhaps you felt waves of heat rushing through your spine or an unusual ringing in your ears. These are not accidents. They are sacred indicators that your physical vessel is adjusting, aligning to hold the frequency of the fifth dimension. This is not just biological, it is holy. Romans 12:2 urges, "Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." That renewal touches your nervous system, your breath, your cells, your whole being is undergoing a divine upgrade. Your body must rise with your spirit. You cannot step into a higher realm while dragging the weight of the lower one. The energy of the third dimension, fear, control, ego, survival, lodges deep within the body. That's why you carried tension for years, why your shoulders ached under burdens never meant for you. But now, something higher is calling, and your body is responding. Have you wondered why your sleep patterns are erratic? Some nights you're wide awake with ideas, visions, or restlessness. Others, you sleep long hours, but wake feeling as though you've run a marathon in your dreams. This isn't exhaustion, it's recalibration. Your cells are being rewritten, your nervous system rewired by heaven's frequency. You may feel thirst like never before, or random cravings that vanish quickly. Certain foods may no longer appeal to you. This is sacred. Your body craves what aligns with divine nourishment, not just physical need. What about that heat climbing your spine in moments of prayer or stillness? That is Kundalini energy awakening. Spiritual fire meeting divine order. The same fire Moses felt before the burning bush. Exodus 3:5 recounts God's words. Take off your sandals, for the place where you are standing is holy ground. Your body is becoming that holy ground, tingling in your hands, feet, or crown. Sometimes while doing nothing at all is energy activation, not anxiety or illness, but sacred signs your vessel is awakening from within, your heart. Not just metaphorically, but physically. May feel flutters, tightness, or unfamiliar pressure. This isn't alarm, it's your heart expanding to hold more light, making room for compassion, strength, and the divine assignment ahead. As 2 Corinthians 4:16 reminds us, though outwardly we are wasting away, yet inwardly we are being renewed day by day. Even Saint Teresa of Avila wrote of divine ecstasy felt as fire in the chest, so intense it made her tremble. Your body may be echoing the same divine encounter. Do not fear these sensations. Chosen one, they are confirmation. You are not just spiritually awakening, you are physically prepared for a higher calling. You are the bridge between heaven and earth. What is God preparing your body to carry? Are you willing to honor the sacred changes others may never understand? Your heart is not just an emotional center, it is the gateway to the fifth dimension, where heaven whispers into the human spirit, where the divine and physical meet. For you to enter this sacred realm, your heart must open wide. When a heart expands, everything buried rises: hidden grief, regret, unspoken fears, abandoned dreams, suppressed love, and deep spiritual longing not to break you, but to free you. Have you noticed emotions surfacing without clear cause? Old memories returning not to haunt, but to be healed. This isn't instability, it's sacred release. Proverbs 4:23 tells us, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Your heart is becoming a channel for divine frequency, and the old energy must be cleared. Even your digestion may shift, craving pure, living foods, fruits, vegetables, herbal teas, water. Your body is detoxing, rejecting what fed ego, numbness, or suppression. Has your skin been sensitive, with breakouts or tingling? That's purification. Your largest organ, pushing out physical and energetic toxins. Emotional waves may come one moment tears, the next laughter, then overwhelming peace or deep loss with no logical trigger. These are frequency floods, emotions released in real time. Psalm 56:8 says, "You have kept count of my tossings. Put my tears in your bottle." God sees every release. Every tear is sacred. Even your bones and joints may ache, feeling heavy one moment, light as air the next. That's your energetic blueprint shifting. Your original design rewritten to hold divine frequency. You are not just being healed, you are being rebuilt, Leonardo da Vinci once said. The human foot is a masterpiece of engineering and a work of art. Imagine what happens when that masterpiece is spiritually upgraded. Your body is becoming a living cathedral of light. It can no longer function as it once did, not breaking down, but being born again, recalibrating to carry God's power with grace. You were never meant to blend in. Chosen one. You were meant to carry divine energy in a human body, to walk the earth with heavens inside you. This is your sacred responsibility. Treat this transition with reverence. Speak kindly over your body. Bless your skin, your cells, your organs. Drink living water. Rest like you're preparing for war. Walk barefoot on the earth to remind your body where it came from and who created it. Genesis 2:7 tells us, "The Lord God formed man from the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life." That breath is still within you. Not everyone will understand what you're going through. They may call it strange, dramatic, or delusional, but they haven't seen what you've seen, felt what you're feeling. You were never meant to walk the common path. You are a lighthouse, a divine pioneer, going first so others know it's safe to follow. Have you felt your body calling for something higher, holier? Honor it. Comment 999 to declare to yourself, to heaven, and to others on this path that you are not alone. The sacred is unfolding in you. You felt it, haven't you? That invisible pull, that inner shift you can't explain but can no longer deny. You walk into familiar places, but something feels off. People you once connected with now seem uneasy in your presence or magnetically drawn to you. This isn't your imagination, it's your spiritual field upgrading into a higher dimension. Your energy is no longer compatible with old patterns. Your aura, your invisible vibrational body, is expanding, becoming more refined, sensitive, and radiant. This is part of your sacred initiation into the fifth dimension, a restructuring of your entire energetic presence. Your spiritual field holds your emotions, intentions, thoughts, and divine essence. As your soul rises, it vibrates faster, cleaner, more powerfully. Have you noticed you can sense someone's mood before they speak? Or certain places feel heavy, while others feel like peace wrapped in light. That's not paranoia, it's perception. your discernment awakening. 1 Samuel 16:7 reminds us, man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. You are beginning to see beyond the surface, to feel what God feels, attuned to deeper layers of reality. One of the most sacred shifts is the activation of your light body, your higher self in energetic form. You may not see it, but you feel it in silence, in prayer, in moments when you're surrounded by peace, presence, and wisdom. That presence is you, but more your spirit stretching into new space, making room to carry more of God's light. Even your chakras, the energy centers along your spine, are recalibrating. Tightness in your throat urges you to speak truth. Pressure in your solar plexus awakens divine confidence. Tingling at your crown opens your connection to heaven. These are spiritual surgeries, holy recalibrations, rewiring your system to carry more truth, power, and love. You may crave solitude, silence, nature. Turning away from noise and chaos, not isolating, but tuning your soul like a harp. External static disrupts the sacred song being written within you. Are you more sensitive to media, technology, artificial lights, or certain people? That's not weakness, it's refinement. You no longer tolerate what vibrates beneath your divine frequency. As 2 Corinthians 6:17 says, come out from among them and be separate. You are living that separation, not in arrogance, but in alignment. Your magnetic field is changing, attracting people, opportunities, and moments, part of your soul's evolution. The right doors open, while others quietly shut. Letting go may hurt, but it's how you make room for the miraculous. Release with grace. You're not losing, you're clearing space. Your aura is a garden now, and only what nourishes your light can stay rooted. A sacred gift is being deposited in you. Discernment. You'll know things through revelation. Feel truth before it's spoken. Your dreams may point to the future, your body giving signs, chills of warning, warmth of peace before your mind processes. This is divine intelligence flowing through your energy field. Trust it. When someone says you feel different or they feel peace around you, that's confirmation. Your presence is healing. Your energy emits clarity. Your spirit carries divine light. You are becoming a spiritual mirror, reflecting God's truth to the world. As Jesus said in Matthew 5:14, you are the light of the world. A city on a hill cannot be hidden. You were never meant to radiate, to reveal, to lead. This moment is a divine activation. You're stepping into a sacred transformation, awakening every cell. Can you feel that internal shift? The urge to withdraw, to breathe deeply, to question what once felt normal. You're not just evolving, you're ascending into the 5th dimension, a higher realm of consciousness. This transformation is personal and requires reverence. Make time each day to cleanse your spiritual atmosphere through prayer, aligning with God, walking barefoot to ground your energy, or sitting in silence to let divine truth fill the space. Speak life and protection over yourself. Declare, As David wrote in Psalm 91:11, "He shall give his angels charge over you to keep you in all your ways." These words are spiritual law, applying to you now more than ever. You carry something holy, a light that cannot be dimmed, but it's not for you alone. It's for those lost in darkness, who will recognize their path because you lit it first. Do you realize how many lives await your awakening? Your energy field is shifting. You're no longer the same. Old patterns no longer fit. Distractions feel empty. What once entertained feels like noise. That's not boredom, it's elevation. You're preparing to enter the fifth dimension with spiritual authority and grace. With that authority comes purification, spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical detox. Has your heart stirred without cause? Do tears fall or old memories surface? This is not weakness, it's deliverance. Jesus said in Matthew 5:4, "Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted." These emotional waves are sacred signals of healing. Mourning is for release, not just loss. You're not breaking down, you're breaking free. As your vibration rises, your body can no longer carry lower frequencies, bitterness, anger, guilt, resentment. These are spiritual weights, and every weight not assigned by God must be laid aside. Hebrews 12:1 reminds us, "Let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us." You're being stripped of what hinders you to run freely in your purpose. Don't suppress the release or numb it with distractions. Don't shame yourself for feeling. This is holy work, guarded by angels. You were never designed to carry trauma forever. Those moments were permitted for refinement, not imprisonment. Joseph, betrayed and sold into slavery, declared in Genesis 50:20, "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good, to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives." Your past pain is being transformed into purpose. Maya Angelou once said, "We delight in the beauty of the butterfly, but rarely admit the changes it has gone through to achieve that beauty." You're in the chrysalis now. Tight, dark, unfamiliar, but wings are forming. If your tears could speak, what would they ask you to release? What outdated identity, old pain, or burden doesn't belong to your future? The fifth dimension has no room for what weighs your spirit down. It's a realm of alignment, purpose, and peace. You're invited there now. Stay open. Stay obedient. The divine work has just begun. When your emotional body clears, your spiritual energy flows with freedom you've never known. That's why after a long cry, there's a strange lightness in your chest, not exhaustion, but spiritual release. A painful memory that once broke your heart now passes without shattering you. Situations that triggered anger or fear now meet your peace. This is freedom. Heaven settling inside your soul. Releasing blockages never meant to stay. You may grieve people, places, relationships, even previous versions of yourself. wondering why sorrow comes for things long past. That grief is sacred, mourning the death of an identity that protected you. The old self who fought to survive, who wore pain like armor, who held everything together through silent suffering. That self was never a failure. It carried you further than most could endure. But it was built for survival, not ascension. Ephesians 4:22-24 says, "Put off your old self, which belongs to your former manner of life, and put on the new self, created after the likeness of God in true righteousness and holiness." You're shedding what no longer aligns with truth to become what God always saw in you. You're entering a realm of spirit, not flesh, love, not fear. Only what aligns with peace, authenticity, and divine truth can come with you. Some things fall away, not because you failed to hold on, but because they cannot breathe in this elevation. Have you noticed moments of joy bubbling up without cause? A quiet peace sneaking into your soul, even when life looks uncertain. This is alignment, your inner world synchronizing with your higher soul. You're no longer reacting from wounds, you're responding from spirit. Psalm 35 reminds us, "Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning." That morning is dawning inside you now. Your emotional sensitivity is your divine compass. How your soul speaks when words aren't enough. Why shame the gift that lets you sense what others miss when you feel deeply? You're listening to heaven's whisper. Let the tears wash through like sacred rain. Let laughter rise like resurrection. Let solitude remind you of who you're becoming. Every emotional wave, every sacred breakdown is a doorway. If today feels like too much, know you're not broken, you're breaking through. Shedding layers of illusion so the authentic you can emerge. Jesus wept in Gethsemane, feeling every emotion, not because he was weak, but because he was surrendered. You're walking a similar path, a sacred letting go for resurrection to come, Charlie Mackesy said. One of our greatest freedoms is how we react to things. You're no longer reacting from wounds, but responding from wisdom. If tears fall, let them. If silence feels louder than words, listen. Every wave is a signal your soul is healing. Every breath, a reminder you're making room for the new. Have you felt this shift, the emotional release, the peace with no reason? Something sacred, reborn within you. Comment 111 to let others know you're in this shift too. We are a tribe moving through the sacred veil, and you, chosen one, are right on time. You're not just being healed, you're being reprogrammed for divine purpose. Your spirit is rising, and this emotional clearing is only the beginning. Your mind is undergoing a sacred transformation. Can you sense the way you think has shifted? You're not imagining it. This is divine mental rewiring. The fifth dimension is a realm of new thought, new frequency, new timelines. As your body adjusts to this higher vibration, your thoughts are renewed to match it. The constant self-doubt, fear-based loops, and unquestioned stories are being dismantled. Your mind is no longer compatible with illusion. You're seeing through the fog of this world. Clarity emerges from within. Romans 12:2 says, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." You're not just feeling different, you're thinking differently. This is spiritual evolution. You don't obsess over people's opinions like before. You've stopped believing every anxious thought. That's not apathy, it's maturity. Your soul choosing divine truth over worldly noise. Your thoughts aren't just words, they're spiritual seeds. Every time you focus on peace instead of panic, faith instead of fear, you plant a future aligned with your higher calling. At times, you may feel disoriented, wondering why thoughts resurface or why your mind feels loud. That's the old programming survival scripts. Trauma narratives, lies from your weakest moments rising to be released, not reinforced. You're no longer thinking to survive, you're thinking to ascend. Confusion often precedes clarity. The voices saying you're not enough grow faint. Limits telling you to settle dissolve. You're writing new mental scripts in the language of your soul. Isaiah 26:3 says, "You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast, because they trust in you." You're learning to anchor your mind in God's frequency, maintaining peace in a world that profits from chaos. Negativity feels heavier now. Gossip leaves a residue on your spirit. That's discernment. Your energy refusing to host what doesn't match your assignment. Every word, thought, and mental agreement carries weight. In the fifth dimension, thoughts create, and your focus is a tool of creation. Neville Goddard said, "Change your conception of yourself, and you will automatically change the world in which you live." Your inner narrative is shifting, and your external world must follow. You're stepping into a timeline written in divine possibility. Time may feel strange, days fly by. The past seems like another life. Your mind is no longer bound by linear time, but stepping into divine timing. You're pulled toward what's unfolding now, what's divinely possible. Have you spoken more gently to yourself? Softened critical thoughts with compassion? That's mental rewiring, soul-led consciousness, your mind serving your spirit, not sabotaging it. Silence holds more answers than overthinking. Speaking blessings more power than stress. Being present more authority than chasing outcomes. Philippians 4:8 reminds you, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right. Think about such things. This is spiritual strategy. Your thoughts are gates. What you allow through determines what grows in your life. If your inner voice has softened, if you're replacing old habits with love, this is divine mental rewiring. A new timeline is unfolding, where your mind empowers your spirit. Stay intentional. Chosen one. Your thoughts are no longer echoes of the past. They are keys to the next dimension. What's unfolding now is the most mystical, affirming part of your journey. You can no longer believe life is random. You see patterns where others see coincidence. Hear meaning in songs others dismiss. Have you noticed repeating numbers? 11, 222, 555. On clocks, receipts, license plates. Do dreams feel more vivid than waking life? Or does deja vu leave you breathless? These aren't quirks or luck, they're synchronicities. Divine alignments confirming your frequency is rising, that you're being spoken to through spirit. As you align with the fifth dimension, the universe speaks through symbols, patterns, impressions, a sacred language. Divine breadcrumbs showing you're not lost, but led. In Matthew 2:2, the wise men followed a star to find the newborn king. a celestial sign, not random but divine, just as the star guided them. Patterns guide you. These are your spiritual compass. When you see repeating numbers, pause. What were you thinking or feeling? Seeing 444 while questioning your path signals divine protection. 555 while contemplating a decision hints at transformation. These are spiritual codes, reminders you're in rhythm with heaven's timing. Your outer world mirrors your inner world. Thoughts manifest faster. Emotions shape interactions. Your presence shifts a room's energy. The veil between spirit and matter is thinning, and heaven speaks sometimes in whispers, sometimes through signs only the awake catch. Psalm 19:1 declares, "The heavens declare the glory of God. The skies proclaim the work of his hands." Creation is divine speech, speaking to your soul in layers of meaning beyond logic. It's not just numbers. Animals may appear at emotional moments, a dove in peace, a lion for courage. These are messengers. Elijah was fed by ravens in the wilderness. Kings 17:4-6. God communicates through nature. A forgotten memory resurfaces when you doubt your worth. A stranger says what you needed, or a loved one reaches out as you ponder a decision. These are sacred confirmations. You're part of a divine pattern woven with intention, encoded with spiritual timing and symbolic language. The signs say what your soul senses you're not alone. You're being prepared. Hilma F. Klint, the mystic painter, said she created from spiritual instruction, her hands guided by divine energy. You're tuned to that guidance, born to perceive it. These signs aren't just assurance, they're preparation, calling you to deeper trust, higher sensitivity, a surrendered walk with the divine. When you see those numbers, hear a song at the right moment, or dream so vividly it wakes your soul. Pause. Something sacred is happening. Ask, not from fear, but knowing. What is heaven revealing? Trust you'll understand the divine language is written in your spirit. This is the beginning of your divine communication. Your journey is coded, your life a sacred dialogue between your soul and the source of all things. Comment. If you've been seeing this shift, you're being applauded by the universe with every number. Silence and dream. Heaven is watching with joy. One of the most painful signs of your spiritual evolution is the silent unraveling of relationships. Closeness that felt natural now feels strained. Conversations once free now feel like effort. Some connections fade, not with conflict, but quiet distance. No closure, no clear reason. This isn't chaos, it's confirmation. You're changing spiritually, energetically, emotionally, and your external world is realigning. As your frequency rises into the fifth dimension, everything must harmonize or be released. Old patterns, people who fed them, dynamics built on survival or pain cannot breathe in this elevation. Jesus allowed only Peter, James, and John to follow him when raising a girl from the dead. Luke 8:51. Not everyone can walk with you into resurrection. Some are assigned to your wilderness, not your promised land. This isn't rejection, it's redirection. It hurts to grow away from those you loved, and you may feel guilty needing space. You're not cruel or selfish. You're becoming. And that requires sacred space. Your soul is shedding what cannot walk with you. The fifth dimension cannot hold what's built on fear, control, or codependency. Only truth, love, and authenticity survive here. Isaiah 43:18-19 says, "Forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing." The new thing God is doing makes the old uncomfortable. That discomfort is the birth of alignment. It's hard to watch people drift, to carry sorrow over once unbreakable bonds. But can you stay where your soul no longer fits? You're no longer available for relationships that dim your light or tie you to an outdated self. There's a sacred loneliness in awakening. Jesus withdrew to pray in lonely places. Luke 5:16. Solitude is sometimes an invitation. God is calling you to higher ground with fewer distractions, deeper discernment. Trent Shelton said, "You'll never grow into the person you're supposed to be if you keep holding on to people who are not growing with you. You're not abandoning anyone. You're ascending. Those meant to walk with you will rise too. Grieve what was. Honor past connections. But don't feel guilty for choosing peace over familiarity, truth over comfort, growth over attachment. Relationships meant for your next level won't require you to shrink or compromise. You're not the problem. You're proof healing is possible, and healing changes your circle. Be at peace. You're not falling apart. You're falling into alignment. Those who see your soul will meet you there. As your vibration rises, clarity comes not from judgment, but elevation. You see people's energy, intentions, spaces, boundaries become sacred. Not walls of pride, but gates of discernment. Certain conversations feel too shallow. Some people drain rather than inspire. You can't pretend to enjoy what tires you or tolerate gossip and negativity. Your soul craves depth, truth, peace, alignment. When someone's energy feels off, you sense it before explaining it. That's not paranoia. It's protection. Your spirit guarding your destiny. Proverbs 4:23 says, "Guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it." Guarding includes who you allow close. Your spiritual sensitivity is a compass, not letting you walk with what doesn't reflect who you're becoming. In this season of isolation, lost friends, strained family ties, or misunderstood silence, you're not being punished. God is clearing space for what's coming, preparing you like David in the caves, Jesus in the wilderness, Paul in obscurity. Divine calling requires sacred separation. You're not forgotten, you're being formed. You're meant to find your tribe, those who see your soul. Honor your process. Speak your spiritual language. They're being prepared to meet you at your elevation. You're no longer performing to keep others comfortable or dimming your light to avoid judgment. You're choosing truth over approval, peace over people-pleasing, alignment over attachment. That's the freedom Jesus promised in John 8:32. You will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Those meant to rise with you will recognize your transformation. Those who leave make space for relationships that nourish your spirit. John O'Donohue wrote, "When the soul is ready, its mate will appear. Your soul is ready, and divine encounters are coming." If you're losing people, let the tears fall, but don't shrink or beg for what's leaving. You're not the version they knew, and that's beautiful. Your soul has chosen its direction, walking boldly into truth, peace, purpose. Everything falling away is making room for what's waiting. Stay rooted, stay open, trust the process, that quiet intensity building in your soul. Like something ancient and powerful waking up is not confusion or imagination. It's your divine inheritance reawakening. If you've sensed things before they happen, picked up others' emotions as your own, or known something without being told, you're not losing your mind, you're awakening. Your spiritual sensitivity is intensifying because your God-given gifts, planted before birth, are coming online. A clear sign you're stepping into the fifth dimension's frequency, a state of alignment where your soul tunes to heaven's voice. Just as you have physical senses, your soul has spiritual senses. Now, activating vivid dreams, sudden insights, a clearer inner voice. These are signals you're seeing through the eyes of the Spirit. In the Bible, spiritual sensitivity was the doorway to purpose. Samuel heard God's voice as a child. Samuel 3. Elijah heard a still, small voice bunch. Kings 19:12. Their sensitivity was their assignment. Your gut feeling is becoming sacred intuition, an internal compass pointing to truth, protecting you from what seems acceptable but is spiritually off. You may withdraw from crowded rooms or feel discomfort in certain conversations, not antisocial, but energetic discernment. Your spirit feels what doesn't belong. You might hear divine whispers in quiet moments, sense intentions behind words, or feel a room's spiritual atmosphere. Visions may flash during prayer, meditation, or mundane tasks, subtle, undeniable. You're not imagining, you're remembering. These gifts were always within you. Stirred now, because the timing is divine. 2 Timothy 1:6 says, "Fan into flame the gift of God which is in you." This awakening is strategic for this season. With these gifts comes responsibility. You're equipped to guide the lost, protect the vulnerable, expose deception, bring healing, awaken the sleeping. Your gifts are divine instruments. Corey, 10 Boom's discernment saved lives during the Holocaust, she said. Never be afraid to trust an unknown future to a known God. You're being trained in that faith. Walking by spirit, not sight. Sensitivity may feel like a burden. You feel too much. Absorb others' heaviness, but you were built for this. God knew the weight you'd carry and the light you'd bring. Ground yourself daily in prayer. Bless your mind and senses. Protect your space. You're not fragile. You're finely tuned. What made you feel different is now your greatest power. Your awakening is about transformation. becoming the vessel God intended. As you trust your gifts, they'll reveal more. Stay grounded. Stay aware. This is only the beginning. By now, the shift is full body, full reality, full soul. You're no longer in the vibration you called normal. The world, once predictable, seems distant, dreamlike, not disorientation, but divine elevation. Your soul has stepped into the fifth dimension, even if your mind is catching up. To live in this frequency with grace, your body, energy, and habits must align. Ascension is not a race. It's a sacred return to who you were meant to be. The more intentional you are, the smoother your transition. You feel the call to slow down, simplify, move as if every step is a prayer. Your body is recalibrating, your mind rewired, your spirit free. Your lifestyle must echo this transformation. What once entertained overwhelms. What fed your flesh drains your spirit. That's refinement. Treat your peace as sacred territory. You've outgrown chaos, with no space for drama or distractions disguised as comfort. The fifth dimensional you cannot breathe in noise. Simplify. Let go of excess. Create space physically and energetically. Spend time in nature, not escape, but return. Walk barefoot. Let the breeze carry thoughts away. Feel the sun remind you you're a reflection of sacred design. Psalm 19:1 says, "The heavens declare the glory of God. The skies proclaim the work of his hands. Let creation realign you." Your diet may shift, craving lighter foods, fruits, clean water, living greens. Trust your body's partnership with spirit. Feed it like the sacred vessel it is. The fifth dimensional body thrives on nourishment with life force. Honor the call to rest. You're not lazy, you're integrating. Sleep is spiritual travel. Dreams are classrooms, temples, portals. Healing occurs while your mind is quiet. New light codes embed as you sleep. Take naps, rest deeply, as if heaven depends on it. Breathwork, prayer, silence are lifelines. Set sacred space daily to breathe slowly. Feel intentionally. Silence holds your soul's loudest voice. Mark 1:35 says Jesus went to solitary places to pray if he needed quiet. How much more to you spiritual hygiene is vital? Clean your aura like your home light a candle. Play worship music. Speak blessings. Anoint your space. Let go of energy that doesn't belong. Be mindful of what you allow in your atmosphere. What you carry shapes what you attract. Speak to yourself with care. In the fifth dimension, words are sacred instruments. Proverbs 18:21 says, "Death and life are in the power of the tongue. Speak life. Affirm your process. Celebrate small shifts. Every aligned breath is obedience to your divine becoming. Be patient with those who haven't shifted. Some may resist your new being. Try to pull you back. Don't resent them. Bless them, but protect your frequency. You're not called to convince, but to embody truth. Let your light preach louder than your lips. This preparation is a lifestyle. Remembering who you've always been at the soul level. Don't rush. Let it take root. Once anchored, everything relationships, calling, inner atmosphere will align. The reflection in the mirror will be your truth, shining without apology. The shift is here, and you're ready to live it. Pause. Chosen one, take a deep breath. Let this settle into your spirit as divine confirmation. You were not chosen to witness the new earth, but to embody it. This transformation, physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, is for the collective, for a world searching for something real, lasting, true. You are the living bridge between dimensions, evidence that peace can exist in chaos, love can endure judgment, truth can stand in illusion. Every silent breakdown, tear-soaked prayer, unseen surrender was sacred preparation. None was wasted. God refined you in the fire of experience to become a carrier of this new frequency. You were emptied to be filled with light. 2 Corinthians 4:7 says, "We have this treasure in jars of clay to show that this all-surpassing power is from God and not from us." You may not feel strong or worthy, but you are the vessel, and the treasure is within. The new earth rises through souls like yours. Who said yes when it was easier to stay numb? Who let go of the old story? Who were broken open to be filled with eternity? Heaven doesn't call the qualified. It qualifies the called. That restlessness, the pull to release what no longer fits, the ache for something higher, that's your divine assignment. Look at what you've let go, the fears you've faced, the illusions you've outgrown. The person you were a year ago couldn't carry what you now hold with grace. You're moving in alignment with higher timelines, soul-level relationships, divine knowledge, sacred wisdom. You're exactly where your soul was meant to arrive. This calling isn't about perfection, but authenticity, choosing truth over convenience, presence over performance, love over everything. Every time you choose love over fear, peace over control, you anchor heaven on earth, broadcasting the new world's frequency. Your presence shifts rooms, changes hearts, carries light where darkness thought it won, not by force. But because you've become light, you're proof healing and rising are possible, that God's Spirit can live in human form. This next chapter won't ask you to chase. It will ask you to embody what you've become. You're no longer a seeker, but a carrier, a messenger, a way shower, a builder of the new earth. If you've doubted your place, let this be confirmation you're not crazy, alone, or late. You're exactly who you were meant to be. The path may hold mystery, but your soul knows the way. Trust it, lean into it, walk boldly into the light, like Esther, raised for such a time as this, Esther 4:14. You're called for this moment. You're the answer to someone's prayer. The new earth awakens through you. If this stirred you, don't keep it to yourself. Someone needs the confirmation your spirit received. Comment 7777. If your soul knows this is your calling, let your light shine. Your presence lead. The world awaits what you carry. Thank you for walking this sacred path, for listening with your soul, for choosing to remember who you are in a world that tries to make you forget. Your presence is not unnoticed. Every step toward healing, growth, purpose blesses the collective. You're a lighthouse for those lost in the storm. To those who've supported this message by listening, commenting, sharing, or offering a super thanks, your generosity plants seeds of awakening in many hearts. Even if you've simply received and felt a shift, that's enough. We're grateful for you. We bless every soul connected to this message, now and in the future. May you be covered in grace, walk in peace, be guided by divine truth and unshakable love. Until next time, stay rooted, stay radiant, and never forget you are chosen. You are rising. You are the new earth in motion with love and light. Thank you.